Welcome to The Knowing Show. I am your host, Christene Marie. We are going to start with reviewing a couple of the lessons preceding today's review of two particular lessons. We will be reviewing lessons 77 and 78. So let's start with just a review of some of the preceding ones. Lesson 42, God is my strength. Vision is his gift. Lesson 43, God is my source. I cannot see apart from him. Lesson 44, God is the light in which I see. Lesson 45, God is the mind with which I think. Lesson 46, God is the love in which I forgive. Lesson 47, God is the strength in which I trust. Lesson 48, there is nothing to fear. Lesson 49, God's voice speaks to me all through the day. Lesson 50, I am sustained by the love of God. Lesson 61, I am the light of the world. Lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Lesson 63, the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Lesson 64, let me not forget my function. Lesson 65, my only function is the one God gave me. Lesson 66, my happiness and my function are one. Lesson 67, love created me like itself. Lesson 68, love holds no grievances. Lesson 69, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. Lesson 70, my salvation comes from me. Lesson 71, only God's plan for salvation will work. Lesson 72, holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. Lesson 73, I will, there be light. Lesson 74, there is no will but God's. Lesson 75, the light has come. Lesson 76, I am under no laws but God's. Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. I am entitled to miracles because I am under no laws but God's. His laws release me from grievances and replace them with miracles. And I would accept the miracles in place of the grievances, which are but illusions that hide the miracles beyond. Now I would accept only what the laws of God entitle me to have, that I would use it on behalf of the function he gave me. You might use these specifics or these suggestions for specific applications of this idea. Behind this situation is a miracle to which I'm entitled. Let me not hold a grievance against you, name, but offer you the miracle that belongs to you instead. Seen truly, this situation offers me a miracle. Y'all, I needed this morning. I love the concept of, and this is why I think that the practice periods are really important. You know, when we're done, we hang up here. Just taking time to actually move through these specific suggestions for application for today, behind this situation, and really meditating on what the situation is and affirming to ourselves, like, there is a miracle in this that we're entitled to, that belongs to us. Let me not hold a grievance against you, whoever it is that we're struggling with, but we're offering them the miracle that belongs to them instead. So they're entitled to a miracle. We're entitled to a miracle. And that comes through forgiveness. That comes through us abiding by the laws of God. That comes by us being the light of the world. It's not just for our sake, and it's also not just for other people's sake that we're the light of the world. It's mutually beneficial. And that's where it's so important that it's like really truly understanding this is for my good that I forgive. And it is also for their good. And it is like literally for the good of the world in so many ways, because the light that we bring into every environment makes an impact if we allow it to. So that means that every restaurant, every cafe, every government building, every school, every university, every single place that we abide, that we bring ourselves into, we're bringing a presence with us. And if our light is dimmed because of the grievance we're holding, our presence everywhere, everybody is impacted by that. So it literally is for the good of the world, because then that person is impacted and then they engage with somebody else. Y'all, if we think about the ripple effect of just you and me and the power that we have, much less the collective, everybody listening to this, we're touching thousands and thousands of lives daily because of who they interact with after us. And, I do think that this is a beautiful charge. If we were to get out of our comfort zone and live with the mindset of, I'm on a mission to serve and to lay down my life and give and love. And in the giving, I receive. And we start looking intentionally for ways to step out and step into the light of love and really be able to give to other people. Y'all, it is easy to live in our own little cocoon and be comfortable and hide. There's peace in that. There really, really is. And yet I will tell you, for many years now, I'll think I'm really good and really healthy when I'm all by myself. And then if I engage with the horizontal world, I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I was still triggered by that, or I didn't know I would be upset by that. And it's a mirror for how we're really doing. So yes, it is actually easier for us to exist in just the vertical, like us alone with God. And there's something easy about that for sure. And there's peace that comes from that. Yet I would challenge every single one of us that maybe actually us being cocooned, we could be hiding our light just by hiding from others. And is that even peace if we're simply not stirring what's going on inside of us? It's like going in with a broom and beginning to sweep, and then all of a sudden you see all this dust fly up and you thought it was clean before, but the dust was just hiding in the nooks and crannies. And so was it ever really clean to begin with? Were we ever really that healthy to begin with? Or were we just simply not being triggered? And so that's something I think every single one of us should take into consideration this morning. Are we actually as healthy as we think we are if we're living in isolation? And if we're living in isolation, are we able to be on this mission? What's the mission you're called to? How are you called to serve? How are you called to give? And when we're walking in our calling, we receive so much in that. We receive so much life and so much joy, and we get blessed in the giving. Lesson 78, let miracles replace all grievances. By this idea, do I unite my will with the Holy Spirit's and perceive them as one. By this idea, do I accept my release from hell. By this idea, do I express my willingness to have all my illusions replaced with truth according to God's plan for salvation. I would make no exceptions and no substitutes. I want all of heaven and only heaven as God wills me to have. Here are specific forms for applying this idea. I would not hold this grievance apart from my salvation. Let our grievances be replaced by miracles. Insert name. Beyond this circumstance is the miracle by which all my grievances are replaced. Wow. We either choose heaven or hell. We either choose grievances or the freedom of our salvation, which comes through forgiveness. All right, y'all, I'm jumping into the chat. Good morning. Jack, good morning. Bradley, Brian. Oh, it's a great one. I'm so glad to see everyone. Sammy, oh, I'm so glad to see you. God bless your voice. I'm here. I'm watching you now. I'm here in my chair writing to you as you inspire. And I want you to know you are a star as I'm really broken with my new brace and collar. Sammy, I would love to pray with you and for you before we jump off today. You've been on my heart, and a lot of folks ask about you, Sammy. For those of you who don't know, Sammy joined the show a couple months ago just in the chat and shared that it's been a couple years since he had his accident, and he can't do much besides I think, Sammy, it's from the neck down, right? That you're quadriplegic. So I'm with you, my friend. I just hope you know how loved you are. Ray's core, Julian, good morning. Ray's core, any relationship advice for a boy never talked to a girl before? We can do a show on that. I think honestly, I would say Ray's core. I think that other guys here in the chat, y'all, does anyone have advice for Ray's core for a boy who's never talked to a girl before? I feel like the gentleman here will probably have a lot of good advice. Oscar, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Olivier, good morning. Mohammed, thanks for hanging out with us. Man of the Hat, good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Rowdy, good morning. The Count of Saint Germain, good morning. We're reading through A Course in Miracles. YB, good morning. Oh, what an interesting point. The Count of Saint Germain says, what's the point in forgiving someone who doesn't understand the point of you forgiving them? That's such an interesting point. You know, I really, really think, and I found this to be true in my experience, and I've watched this to be true for others as well, that so much of forgiveness is actually for you and me, where it, you know, for so long as we're holding someone, you know, by the neck collar and saying, pay me what you owe me, as we're trying to move forward, that's holding us to the past. We're literally tethering ourselves to the past by not doing the work of forgiveness and actually letting go. And forgiveness is the letting go. And frankly, in trusting that justice will, maybe, you know, justice will be served literally in a court. But it's taking away our need to ensure, like, I'm going to make you pay. And, you know, here's the thing, even if they paid up, would that even be the thing that we're really looking for? I think that, and I've never even thought of that in that way. I think that's part of why forgiveness is so important, is because even if they paid up, even if they apologized, it still is our heart that needs to be softened to even say, okay, I forgive you in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, it is our heart that needs to have the internal change, regardless of what they do or don't do. Because even if they came back and said everything that we wanted them to say, it's just our decision at the end of the day to forgive. And so to that point, though, I do think that there's benefit in expressing the grievance and the pain and the hurt if we are seeking reconciliation. There's a difference. Forgiveness is for us internally. Reconciliation is what allows for us to be basically reunited and like the relationship to be restored. And so, and of course, we're talking on a very broad spectrum, not specifics, because there's varying degrees of the pain that is caused and the forgiveness that's necessary for each element or each count. Victor Garcia, good morning. Cassandra, good morning. All right, just scrolling down. There's not a lot of empathetic people, though. YB, I'm with you. It's really true. I frankly, I think that that's why the world needs this so much more. You know, the world needs kindness more than ever. And frankly, you know, we are in this epidemic of loneliness, and there's a lot of pain out there. And so are we going to be the ones that will lead? Even though, you know, it's so much easier to be the consumer, not the creator, to be the follower rather than the leader. It is so much easier to just kind of fold into what's normal and hide out rather than actually shining. You know, it's a painful, sometimes even more isolating thing to be the light, to be the city on the hill. Yet that is precisely, you know, the light, people actually gravitate towards it. So perhaps in us being bold to take the initial isolating stand to be the light of the world, we actually get to experience community more than ever because people are drawn to the warmth of the light. So if we actually are feeling lonely, maybe there's an opportunity to use that loneliness and alchemize it and turn the lead of loneliness into gold, which is be the leader. Start your own community. I started hosting dinners where I just called them knowing dinners, and we'd all gather, and it's, you know, between 8 and 10 people, and I'd have a question and everyone would go around and answer, and people would cry, and it was so meaningful. And these were like really wonderful intellectual humans that frankly were just never really given a space to be vulnerable and be seen like that. And man, walls just came down. People are really looking for this regardless of station or career or cultural background. Like, everybody is looking for connection in so many ways. Busy's, I'll be back. Take care. Thank you. You too. Meow. Good morning. Chris, Sadie, good morning. Raul, I grew up in Maryland. Man in the Hat, thank you. I appreciate that. Ronald, thank you for joining. Raul says, what's your profession? Branding and marketing. I have a branding and marketing business. Nicole says, isolation works for me. Honestly, I've been hearing more and more people say the same thing. I really, really have heard that and seen that too. And frankly, experienced it myself. You know, I had a wonderful time this weekend. I was just by myself, and then I got together with somebody yesterday, and it just totally like disrupted my peace. And I was tempted in my mind to think, oh, this is why you stay alone. And that was a mirror for me. And that makes me so annoyed, you know, like that's why reading this lesson this morning was just so timely. And I knew it would be, because I can get so aligned, be so good. And then somebody comes out of the woodwork and I'm like, dang it. I thought I was doing great. And at the same time, there's so much compassion for me. You know, we were not meant to exist in isolation. Literally, the biblical narrative goes is that God created man, and he created man in his image. And he was literally walking with God. Adam, as the allegory goes, Adam was the first and only man created. And then God looks at Adam in this perfect world. There's no sin, right? There's nothing wrong. And yet God says, it is not good that man is alone. And so he created a woman. So we're meant to be in companionship. And that doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but actually perhaps the purification of our souls allows not just for connection with each other, but perhaps that even deepens our connection with ourselves and with God, because it's continuing to cleanse out everything that's in there that needs to go. All the dead wood, it's brought into the limelight, even though it's a painful thing to have that happen. But we can only heal our own selves so much. Oh, even with God, again, God said it was not good that man is alone. We are intended to be in relationship with each other. And so I love that. When I had that realization about the biblical narrative, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. You know, that's so cool that we were meant to be in community and meant to be in companionship. Doldrums, good morning. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. All right, I am scrolling down. Let's see. Joe Ingram, good morning. So good to see your name, my friend. Hamato, good morning. Chris, you've got my prayers, Sam. Thank you. I love that. We all really need each other. Actual Racer, good morning. Amin, thanks for hanging out with us. Mitch. Goons to your mom, good morning. Good to see you. Just be yourself. Don't try too hard. I love that. Actual Racer, stay positive. Keep the light. FJC, good morning. Dexo, good morning. Alam Ramad, good morning. Midnight, we are talking about lessons 77 and 78 in the chat, or from A Course in Miracles. Cassandra, this is not pre-recorded. This is live. All right, I'm needing to trying to stay in touch with the chat. Hold on. It's going faster than I can keep up. OM Mangalam, good morning. Now 3 SSB, good morning. Thank you. Y'all, thank you so much for joining today. I'm really, really grateful for just the reminder, honestly, for me, and I hope it was encouraging for you. I'm just going to do the quick 2 reviews of these. Lesson 77, I am entitled to miracles. And lesson 78, let miracles replace all grievances. And y'all, it really is like a miracle to be able to withstand the things that are painful and hurtful towards us, and be able to extend love and to continue to walk in our identity as the light of the world. And there is a need for you and me to walk in the fullness of our identity, because there's a lot of people to love on. So maybe remember that and kind of roll our shoulders back and walk with our head held high, because We are made in the image of the ultimate creator, and we have so much to offer and so much to love to give. And the more we're holding on to grievances, the less we're able to walk in the fullness of that, the less we're able to love, and the less we're able to really serve and make an impact. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I have an event tonight that I need to go to, so I will not be going live tonight like I normally do. I'm going to miss you guys. I will be going live, though, at, let's see, I'll be going live today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on the Foundation First channel. If you guys would like to join that, that's where I talk all things business and marketing. So if you guys want to join that, let me go ahead and put that link here. I would love to have you hang out with me. I just go live for about 15 minutes, so it's pretty short, but we get down to business. I just started this channel and would love to have you. For anyone interested in business conversations, would love to have you join me. So I'll be live at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to talk business there. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. I will see you all tomorrow morning. And tomorrow you know what? Oh my gosh, tomorrow morning I'm flying out. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule my flight. I think my flight is like right around this time. I may be able to jump. I'm going to jump on a little bit early tomorrow. So I'll be live probably at 8:15 a.m. Eastern while I'm at the airport. So it's a little bit of a crazy week this week. But thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow, probably 8 or 8:15 a.m. Eastern, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.